competing France, Spain, Chile, and the United States. In the bottom left quadrant, in the top left, it is Japan, Argentina, Ecuador, and Ghana. England, Colombia, Brazil, and the Netherlands in the bottom right quadrant, and the final quadrant, the top right of the tournament, is Uruguay, Portugal, Costa Rica, and Mexico. A large group of onlookers will first watch this matchup between France and Spain. France gets the first look, and they will make their way down the winding course. Encounter one half pipe, and now a decision on which way to go. Down the left, or the, I guess the top of the screen is the blue slide. The bottom of the screen is the green slide, and they went down the green and picked up only one. You see at the end there, they tried to pull it around and pick up an extra pin there. That didn't work, and so France picks up only one. It's one full frame and 2 turns for France, so 2 opportunities to score, and they need a big second run if they're going to beat Spain, who early on doesn't look like they have to do too much. Blue or green is the decision, and it'll be blue this time, and it's going to be 3 more pins knocked down for France. As they put up a little bit more respectable of a number, they end up with 4, and that is the number to beat for Spain in this 16-team tournament, something that we're very used to here on Marble Fubeca. Seen a lot of 16-team fields for these tournament-style competitions, and Spain picks up only 1 pin on their first go. So sitting here as Spain gets their second turn, and it is a very even matchup. 1 pin for France on their first go, 1 pin for Spain on their first go, and now it's going to come down to the final matchup, as Spain will make their way down one of the slides and head for the pins. If they can knock down 3, it's a tie. If they can knock down more than 3, they'll advance. Less than 3 gives the win to Spain, or to France. Here we go, and it's just 1 pin for Spain. Very disappointing for the Spaniards as they pick up only 1. And France moves on with a 4-2 overall score. And so from the bottom left to the top right, it is Mexico against Costa Rica, and that is Costa Rica who will go first. The red and black marble will choose green and pick up only 1. They head out right off the course after knocking down that first pin. And that has been a very common score so far. All 3 teams that have gone have scored just 1 on their first bowl. And out of the 5 now turns, 3 of them have been 1 pin. Very interesting. Definitely not ideal, as that's the lowest amount you can score if you score at all. Down the green again, and 2 more this time. It's a total of 3 for Costa Rica. Almost got a third, but it's able to hold on. And so Mexico will go, needing 4 for a win. 4 was enough to win it for France in the previous matchup. And their first go will be down the green and result in 3. Big run on Mexico for their first bowl. They pick up 3 pins, and they've already notched what'll be a sudden death matchup. And that's before they even have their second turn. So 1 will do it. Mexico can make a statement with a large score here. Down the blue, they knock down 4 more, and it's a score of 7 for Mexico. They move on easily. An impressive round for Mexico as they beat Costa Rica, and they move on to the quarterfinals. It's now Ghana against Ecuador, and Ecuador will go first. Ghana's a newcomer, haven't seen them very much. A lot of these countries have been a very common participant. Down the blue very quickly, and 6 for Ecuador. What a bowl there! Right through the heart of the pins, and a 6 spot for Ecuador gives them a huge advantage very early on against Ghana. Wow. That is a very impressive run by Ecuador. Let's see if they can finish them off and give Ghana almost no chance to win. Down the blue, they pick up an extra 1 and will score 7. And it's turned over to Ghana. They'd have to have a heck of a run. They'd have to score more than anybody else if they want to beat Ecuador. No one scored more than 7. That was Mexico and now Ecuador, both scoring 7. Ghana's first turn will pick up 6. How about that? What an answer for Ghana. They pick up 6. They did it on the opposite side, going after the pins that were towards the bottom of your screen the way that we're viewing it. But either way, that results in the same amount of points. If they get 1, we tie. If they get 2, they win. A 0 will give the win to Ecuador. Either way, it's going to be disappointing to see one of these teams go home. They both showed up very well. Down the blue, they score 3! Almost knocked them all down, but it's a 9. And Ghana, with a very impressive run, they beat Ecuador and they move on. Very impressive from both teams in that matchup. Wow. As England will take on Colombia now. That's a tough act to follow. England making their way to the half pipe. Decisions looming. Blue or green. As you can see, through early on, both sides can result in high scores or low scores. That's a 3 for England. And a respectable first score. England will make their way down for the second time. Bowling such a difficult sport because one wrong movement doesn't even matter which way you go if you just come off at a wrong angle, as there's 2 more for England and they'll pick up 5 as their final score. Respectable. And Colombia will have to knock down more than half the pins if they want to take out England. Out of a group of 10 pins, 5 went down at the hands of the English. There is 4 for Colombia. Almost knocked down 2 more. A powerful throw. And Colombia in a good position. They need 1 to tie, 2 to win. What I was saying at the beginning of this matchup is that there's, on either side, you can see 1 wrong move, whether it's going down the blue or going down the green. If you come at it with the bad angle, or 1 wrong move, that's a strike. It's a spare as Colombia scored 4 on their first. They knocked down the remaining 6. They score the first spare of the tournament, and they beat England. Well, we were trying to say that mistakes can be made, and it can cost you. There was no costing them there as they score the first spare. Colombia beats England, and now Chile takes on the United States, who has been a heavyweight in these standalone challenges. And England, who has also been a pretty strong competitor, taken down early in this tournament. First round knockout loss. That is 4 for Chile. Good first score. And nearly knocked down a 5th, but could not get the power behind one pin to knock down the other. Chile moving very quickly through that first portion of the course, picking up a lot of speed. Heading for the half pipe with a ton of speed. And we'll see if it slows down or not. Speed not necessarily your friend here, as that can cause some wildness. And being wild can become a problem. That is 2 more. Ran into another, but couldn't knock it down, and it's a total of 6 for Chile. And the U.S. will need to beat 6. That's a pretty good score. And we'll see what the United States can do to answer. So Chile put themselves in a good position. The United States trying to answer. Or will we see the U.S. and England go down in back-to-back matchups? It's a 3 on the first go for the U.S. And they are in a little bit of trouble here. Gonna have to be a good run here if the U.S. wants to tie or defeat Chile. And very slowly making their way. It's going to be green. It's going to be an empty run for the U.S. And they go down. Chile moves on. And it indeed is back-to-back losses for England and the United States. Yeah, that hurts. As Uruguay stands in facing Portugal. Uruguay goes first. And their first throw will eventually make its way down toward the board. Here it comes, and there it goes. It's going to be 3. Uruguay knocked down the 3 over in that one corner of the bracket there. And they will try to better that score. And make it a little harder on Portugal. Down the green, they knock the rest of them down. It's a spare for Uruguay. Second of the tournament. Colombia had the first, and Uruguay answers, and that's going to make it extremely difficult for Portugal to move on. They're going to have a hard time with this one. Let's see what they can do. You really need to pick up something. They go blue, and they get just 1. And now it's going to be a really tough one for Portugal. They have to knock down all 9 to even Uruguay. Otherwise, deservedly so, Uruguay will win, and they do. 5 pins go down for Portugal. Pretty good run there, but it was not enough, and too late anyway, as Uruguay gets the spare. They get the win. And it's Japan versus Argentina. Japan in a very slick and sleek look with their marble as they make their way to the half pipe for the first time. Mostly white, very shiny for this marble. We always love to see the Argentinian marbles, and that's just 1 for Japan. Second go for Japan as they will try to add on to just that 1 scored from the first time. Try to perform a little bit better and see if they can make this a little harder on Argentina to score. Love that different angle. They went right down the middle and knocked down 3, including the 1 pin. They score 4 overall, and now Argentina knows what they have to do. They need 5 to take out Japan. As they make their way down down the course the first time. You can see it is 6. Very impressive for Argentina. They get the win, and they will take 1 more, a victory try this time for Argentina as they are advanced into the next round automatically after that first one. Scored 6 after Japan took 2 turns to score only 4 points. Argentina made it look easy there. And they will pick up 3 more. They score 9 overall. Nearly knocked it down for our 3rd spare. Argentina is moving on. And now it's the Netherlands against Brazil. Brazil goes first, and their classic yellow and blue look. The Netherlands has gained a reputation for winning very close matchups. That's 5 for Brazil on the first run. Have to be a good run for the Netherlands if they want to beat Brazil here, who still has 1 more to go. 5 down, 1 turn left, and maybe 5 more pins to go for Brazil as they will look for a spare. Just looking to add on some more points and make it a little more difficult on the Netherlands here. They go blue this time and knock down 4 for a score of 9, and it will have to be very impressive for the Netherlands in their dark red, making their way down the course. We've seen them in many different colors of marbles, including orange, but they've gone with dark red and black here. And they need a big run. They'd have to knock down all of the pins if they want to get the win. They knocked down 3 on their first turn, and they'll have to come up with a big one here. Last try for the Netherlands. I think this is our last matchup of the first round. Might have a couple more. I think they probably want to try to go blue here. They do go blue, and they knock down 3, but that's all they're going to get. They needed to knock down 6 at least. They only get 3, and they are knocked out by a score of 9-6. Brazil moves on. And now our quarterfinals begin with France against Chile. Both of these countries being represented in red, white, and blue. It's France who goes first. And Chile knocked out the United States, of course, with their national colors of red, white, and blue as well. France's first run is going to knock down only 1 pin, which is exactly what they did in their first matchup. They ended up being able to win, but France only knocked down 1 pin the first time, only knocked down 4 total and got the win. That would not be good enough in a lot of the first round matchups, as the teams later on in the first round seemed to have a little bit more success than early. 1 pin down, that went down the blue for France. Let's see if they try green this time. As they look to add on to their score, they go blue again, and they hit the side and score only 1. Wow. So an empty run that time for France. As Chile will potentially wrap it up here. All they have to do is score 2, and they'll have it finished off. And they just went empty. They can't score on their first try. So now it comes down to the final matchup. One last turn. If it's a 0, France wins. If it's a 1, it's a tie. If it's a 2 or more, then Chile wins. Down the green, here they go. They're going to knock down 4 and move their way into the semifinals. It didn't look pretty, but ultimately, that's enough to move on. Chile is into the semifinals. And now we get Mexico against Uruguay. Uruguay will go first. They had one of a few spares in the opening round. We have not seen a strike yet. That's going to be a really difficult ask to get one of these teams to bowl a strike. Down the blue, and 1 pin. Low scoring start to this quarterfinal. 4 matchups. And we are already done with 1. And we saw only 5 total points. And through the first bowl of this second matchup, only 1 point scored. Blue or green is the question. Answer is going to be green, and it's going to pay off. 6 more for Uruguay. They score 7 and have put the pressure on Mexico. Classic green and black. Winding down the snaking course here before we get to the bowling alley portion of the course. Into the half pipe. And down the green, and they will pick up 3. Did a good job, picked up nearly half of the score. And now Mexico in crunch time. Winner to the semis, and the loser goes home with no chance for the podium. Blue this time, and they got 5 and they get the win. Mexico comes up big. Pressure was put on by Uruguay and Mexico answered. They move on 8-7 the final. They're going to the semis as Argentina and Ghana will face off for a spot in the semifinals as well. It's Argentina to go first. And that is 8 for Argentina. Whoa, almost got that strike that we were talking about, very elusive. And nearly picked it up. Argentina putting on a show early. And all of a sudden, these teams are revving up the engines. Trying to put the hammer down on their opponents and try to lock their way into the next round. In this case, it would be the semifinals. That's going to be a miss for Argentina. Tried to go around to the left side and did, but could not make contact. So they finished with 8, and now it is Ghana, who had a pretty high number to go against in their first round. Pulled it off. Now they need to score 9 or 10 if they want to beat Argentina. They picked up 8, and then an empty run on their second. Down the blue, and 3 picked up for Ghana. So immediately they are thrown into the fire. They need 5 if they want to tie. They need 6 to get the win. Making their way down the course. Been pretty impressed with what we've seen from Ghana in this competition. Let's see if they've got anything else left in the bag here. Try to get it to the semifinals. Argentina watches on. Ghana goes down the green and they're the blue, and they didn't make contact with anything. They missed the entire structure. And so Argentina moves on. They fill the 3rd semifinal spot, and now it's Colombia against Brazil. Colombia was the first team to get a spare. And we will see what they do here in this second round matchup with Brazil. Go down the green and missed it all. And if they want to get a spare, they're going to have to knock them all down. We've seen some high scores here in this quarterfinal round, but we've also seen some clean misses. Each of the last 2 teams have a clean miss, and now a 3rd team in a row, if you include Colombia, who missed everything on their first run. They will hope that they don't repeat history there. Down the blue this time, and they knock down 3. That'll be their score, 3 for Colombia. And now Brazil, who could finish it off before they even get to their second throw, if they can knock down 4 or more. Which is a very doable thing, I would say. Seen that happen a few times. Brazil choosing which way. They'll go down green or down blue, and they knock down none. They moved that bottom pin, as you see there, but it stayed on. And so they'll reset. And now Brazil, after an empty run, will have to have some work to do if they want to move on. That was a very uninspiring run for Brazil. Last 4 have all had an empty run. Last 4 teams, that is. And they knock down 4, and Brazil survives at the very end there to move on to the semifinals by a score of 4-3. Boy, that was close. They face Mexico, but first it's Chile against Argentina. Here is Chile. So they'll make their way down, and they'll go blue. And did not even make it to where the pins are. Got stuck in the corner and never even entered the pin area. That is a very disappointing run. That's 5 teams in a row that have had an empty set. And now Chile will have to see what they can get here. We're going to hope for something. So blue didn't work very well for them. Couldn't even get near the pins. Green is going to knock down only one. And Argentina has nearly had it handed to them as they will go for their first time. And you would hope if you're Argentina you can finish this one out before you even have to take that second bowl. However, we've seen quite a few issues with these teams recently. 5 in a row have gone empty-handed on one of their turns, and each of the last 3 teams have all been unable to score on their first run. That changes right here. It's 7 for Argentina. They scored an 8 in their quarterfinal matchup, and they just sent a message. As they will have a victory run, they are on to the final, and Chile is relegated to a third-place matchup. So Argentina, who was a part of that issue with having empty hands, that was after they scored 8, though. That's not the problem here. They knocked down 2 more. It's a 9 for Argentina, and they win it 9-1. A statement heading to the finals for Argentina. And they just sent shivers down the spine of their potential opponents, Mexico and Brazil, who first have to deal with each other, and then the winner is given the pleasure of having to face the juggernaut that has been so far Argentina. Brazil goes first. Loser gets Chile. Winner gets a shot at the title against Argentina. Brazil will go green and knock down 4. Or 3, I should say. That's a good run. Almost knocked down that 4th, but it slid into another pin and held its stance upright. Now a chance to add on and make this a little more difficult. They'll go blue this time and knock down just 1 more. So 4 total is the score for Brazil, as their marble nearly left the arena with the high spin rate on that one. Knocking down 1 and setting up us up in a situation where Mexico, if they can knock down half of the pins over the next 2 turns, are going to move on to the finale. They'll go blue and got denied by the side of the course. They get nothing, and now they'll have to score 5 pins here on this throw if they want to beat Brazil outright. That was a devastating run for Mexico. First one wasn't too kind when they went blue. Let's see where they go this time. They'll go green, try it again, right down the middle, and they pick up 7 and advance to the finals. A clutch move by Mexico to win it. They face Argentina, but first we go to the third place matchup, and it's Chile against Brazil. Chile's out of the gates first, and they will make their way down. 2 tries here. As always, a disappointing semifinal matchup for Chile. They scored only 1 in the entirety. Oh, almost got entirely stuck. And a very good start. It's 6 for Chile. And you know they have to be thinking, where was that after their first run? That ended with just 1 pin down after 2 tries. Let's see if they can add on here. Go down the green and knock down 2 more. They'll score 8 total. Good run from Chile, and they have put the pressure on Brazil. And the Brazilians will have to come up with a very impressive run if they want to claim a third place finish and get on the podium. They'll go green and knock down 5 on their first run. That was pretty good. And they're in a spot where if you go blue, you can have a very good opportunity here if you're Brazil to come out and beat Chile, which was a good run for them. They did a good job of forcing a tough situation there. But if you can get this one to go down the blue slide, you've got a real opportunity. It does go down the blue, but they only knock down 1. They'll finish with a total of 6, but Chile gets third place. And now all the eyes are going to turn to the starting gate. It is Argentina and Mexico, and the Argentines out first. They have scored 8 and 7 on a couple of their respective runs, just on their own, on one single bowl. They've combined for 15. And they just missed everything there. A clean miss, Argentina. Oh boy, that was a very big disappointment for the Argentines. And now, you got to get everything you can muster. Good thing is Argentina has shown that they can score high numbers in one turn, and they just did. They pick up 7. Argentina trying to bail themselves out after a very unimpressive run. There's the last one going down and helping out the cause. Now it is Mexico. Eight will win it. And you have 2 tries to do it. Not an easy task by any means. Down the blue they go first time. They pick up 3. And it'll come down to the final matchup. This one is for a championship, as Mexico makes their way down for the final time, encountering the half pipe. Here they are. Blue or green. Mexico with green in their flag colors, green on their marbles. Is that where they go to try to win the championship? The answer is no. They go blue, and they did not make contact at first. They just tapped a pin at the very end, and that's the way it ends. Argentina with a big run on their final throw. They earn the title. Third place to Chile. Second place to Mexico. But Argentina gets the win. They take home the trophy and win.